Hi, everybody. It's Natalie Vandenberg here. I'm pretty excited and happy to be part of the Drops of Love educational series. My job today is to talk to you a little bit and bring you some information about one of my favorite essential oils, and that is basil essential oil. Got that term, basil. I really like basil because it is an oil that's really particularly good for adrenal fatigue. So adrenal fatigue is a condition wherein our adrenals are unable to keep up with the pace of fight and flight demands that are on our bodies. So when you're experiencing any type of stress in your life, you get that sense of overwhelm, you're overextended. That's basically what it is. Your adrenals are unable to produce enough of the hormones to make you feel good. And the basil helps to relax that sense of overdrive and relax that sense of overwhelm and help to restore you to a little bit of balance. So what you can do if you're sensing that adrenal fatigue and overwhelm is take a little bit of basil and just put it under your nose here. Now, basil might not be one of our prettiest smelling oils. It smells like basil. It could be described as having like a warm and spicy scent, a bit of a herbal scent to it as well, a bit of a herbal aroma. So you can put it there. Another good approach to that, if you're sensing that overwhelm, is to take your basil and put it just under your wing bones at the back. And if you drop down about 6 inches, you're in the adrenal area, and you can just massage it in there. And that is really good for helping out with a sense of overwhelm and adrenal fatigue. So do this through the day when you're feeling burnt out. And another good strategy for people who are experiencing this is to use your basil at nighttime at bedtime, because a lot of people who are experiencing this have difficulty sleeping at night. They can't shut down. They're in that overdrive. They're in that fight and flight mode. So if you put it on at nighttime, it helps to restore your regular sleep patterns. So it's a really good oil for bringing back and renewing you, strengthening you, and helping to get out of that fight and flight mode. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, you might want to consider basil oil as one of your friends as well. It helps as a natural insect repellent, so you can dab it on. You could put it in a spray bottle with some distilled water and use it that way for an insect repellent. And even more specifically, I would like to carry it for if you end up with very good for bee sting bites, bee stings, hornet stings, and snake bites and spider bites as well. So you can apply that to help reduce the pain and the inflammation that might come with any of those things. People use basil for earaches, so you can simply put a little basil back behind the ear and bring it down here, and that'll help and get a little bit of relief from that. Or you could take a cotton ball and put a couple drops of basil on the cotton ball, swab out the ear canal, or even put some basil on and put the cotton ball in the ear and leave it in there. You never put essential oils directly into any opening or orifice in your system, but if you can put it on the ball and put it in there, it would be a good remedy for an earache as well. Some people will find that basil is a good supporting oil to use in conjunction with the other headache oils. It's not your traditional headache oil, but sometimes it can be added into that mix and applied to the temples, applied to the back of the neck, and it can be a little extra oomph to help you get through headaches as well. I find that actually basil is one of those oils that is pretty easy to get into our daily systems and like our daily routines with essential oils, because it's can be used all 3 ways very, very effectively, very easily, very enjoyably. So, we've talked about the aromatic under the nose and the topical on the back. It's really nice to add it into any pasta dishes. It flavors good with meats one of the things I like to do with it is to use it with the Greek salad. So if you're making up your Greek salad dressing, a little bit of oil and vinegar, some lemon or lemon oil, and a couple drops of basil, and you have a really, really nice flavored Greek salad dressing. Diffusing it is one of my favorite ways to diffuse basil, is to combine it with some of the citrus oils. It combines really nicely with grapefruit. So, or even sometimes I'll even do a combination of these citrus oils. I might put a little bit of grapefruit, lime, wild orange in with the basil. And it's lovely. It really is lovely. The basil helps to pull you down a little bit from that overexcited, that overwhelmed burnout feeling, while the citrus oils help to bring that joy. So getting rid of the stress and coming to a more joyful place. A really, really nice diffusing blend. So in a nutshell, basil oil is one of those oils that really helps to energize you, renew you, strengthen you. Restores your natural energies. Even some people will even use basil if they are finding that they're relying too heavily on stimulants, on coffee or stimulants of any kind. Basil oil can be good for that because it can give you back that natural energy so that you don't need to rely on those things. So anyone who's overwhelmed or burned out, and I think that's typical for a lot of us, make sure you try your basil oil. That's really good for that. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure speaking to you. Have a wonderful day.